Yeah, but you know, your win, you deserve something for winning.
Okay, well, we're done.
Right. All right, we're in the draft. We have Lone Druid first pick by Team Secret and the Earth Spirit and the Slaughter band together with the Shadow Demon again and the Bounty Hunter.
So what we learned from the last series was that you want to pick Lone Druid first, and then you scare your team into the enemy team into picking something that's going to try to get close to them. And then you just pick a bunch of defensive support heroes, and then you survive. So
that's basically what Lone Druid needs. Heroes that can save him, and someone to stand in front to tank for him, so he can kill stuff.
So we're probably not going to see a Nyx Assassin this time. I'll say that.
I really like the Wraith King Ember kind of thing that who was it, DC ran versus Wings when they first started the Lone Druid.
Do you like the Panda, like Brewmaster?
Panda is decent, but he doesn't actually kill the Lone Druid.
I mean, you can Cyclone him in every fight and he's not doing damage. The spell works on the rabbit.
Yeah, but then you can usually just Savage Roar the rest of the team and just run away.
Sure.
So it's like...
Yeah, but if you kill his team first, you keep him in the air, that's still a possible way of dealing with the Lone Druid. He doesn't do damage and you just wait, keep him for last.
Possible. Instant cast Savage Roar though is
that could be a problem.
To deal with.
Yeah, that is a problem.
But they're going to go with Sand King, somebody who certainly can make his way into the back line against that Lone Druid and do some sizable burst damage as well.
I don't think I'll forget when he told me about the lore about Sand King, where he's just like...
Sentient sand.
Yes.
He's living sand.
I thought you were just making up one of your
random
stories,
friend.
But
it
was too crazy to not be true.
Every single piece of Sand King has a thought and a mind and a soul.
Yep.
When he sandstorms, he goes inside of other heroes.
Now Winter's not even going to forget. He's going to remember that. You scarred him for life right there.
I'm sorry. Why are we bringing up lore?
Hey!
Oh, God.
It's a Dazzle.
They sniped the Dazzle.
How does Dazzle do against Team Secret? And if you're saying that they normally, apart from previous game...
who knows? Who wants to pick Dazzle, for God's sake? But, okay, so maybe a deny pick. I mean, Team Secret really does run Dazzle almost every single game. So they're going to try to rob him out there. 47% win rate. What a powerful win rate there. And 7% of damage. What a great support.
44 last hits.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But 70 or 67% kills participation.
Sure.
That's pretty decent.
Very good hero.
But you don't necessarily hit all your enemies all the time.
I can tell none of you are support players. Come
I'm
on.
a support player. What?
We're being facetious, Winter.
Hey, what?
Please, enlighten us, Winter.
Woo! Hey, it's an IO.
Oh, wow. There's a hero we haven't seen in a bit.
Yeah.
That's so
about
scary.
IO.
How you going to pick an IO with a Lone Druid? Those are two heroes that you really don't want to be initiated on.
It's a hero that provides a save for the Lone Druid.
And
you can always strengthen your laning phase. It's something like a Chen, you know. In the early game, you run around, you try to set up kills or counter gank as an IO. Very, very good for that. Oh, they banned out the Enigma. So they're trying to take out all those major team fights. So maybe RGV, because they open up their draft with Sand King and they remove the Enigma, I guess their plan this game is to go for a very, very heavy team fight. Unlike last game they tried to go for pickoffs. So they're going to try to fight the Lone Druid, picking a lot of team fight heroes and removing heroes that can save the Lone Druid in the team fights. That might be the idea this time for them.
And in terms of heroes that can jump on the Lone Druid, is Sand King enough for that?
No.
Nope.
Not enough.
So you still would want more for that?
I would like something like a Timber.
Alright.
I think Timber is pretty good against Lone Druid because reactive armor is great in the early game or in the lane itself against the Lone Druid. And Timber can easily kill IO in team fights, just 3 spells and bye-bye.
Mean it would be a mid-1 Timber, right? Because we're going to assume that Kazu is playing the Sand King?
On Vit.
No, I mean on IGV.
Oh, sorry, wrong team.
Yeah. Timber is really good against the Lone Druid and the IO. That's what I meant.
Confusing.
But
the point still stands. That means that Sakata is playing Timber, right? And, and in July is playing Sand King.
Could be offlane Timber too.
Or could be Sand King support. It's possible, like a chance, small chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
I've seen Weaver picked up several times to go and get rid of that Lone Druid too, so not a surprising ban there.
Yeah, Weaver is also really good against the IO because you can run around behind and kill him with the babies really quick.
Yeah,
like
there's
the swarm
nothing
on you.
more hellish than being a support and getting swarmed in lane.
You need to get a ghost.
Stop trying to act like you play support, dude.
What the hell?
You just had to throw it in. It's just hell if you're support.
It is.
I know what you're trying to do, dude. I know what you're trying to do. Get out of here.
That's another gap closer, Ember Spirit.
Sure.
Good against the IO as well.
Yep.
Can easily burst him down. So those are the heroes that you kind of want against Lone Druid. Heroes that can get up to his face and kill him really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's mostly once Ember Spirit already has, made it past the laning stage.
Yeah, right
Right.
now, and you pick Embers this early without knowing what hero is in the mid lane for the enemy team. It could be a problem.
Yes, because the mid game, we already know that IG Vitality, if the laning stage goes even, they probably have a good chance. But as we
Yeah.
saw previous game, that was far from even.
Something like an OD could screw him up really badly in the laning phase, and OD is pretty good against Dazzle.
Or
and
Invoker. Quas Wex Invoker to protect the Lone Druid.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's also a good idea.
that'd be rough.
Alacrity for the bear.
And mid one's Invoker is definitely one of his signature heroes.
It's not a
Top
good
tier.
Wiz partner though. That's the only
Not
thing.
a good Wiz partner,
Yeah.
but it fits their draft. It's good against the Ember Spirit, so it's just a pretty good choice, I think, in general, right here for Secret.
Kezu Axe also still thinks pretty good
Yeah,
here.
Axe is also still pretty good against the Dazzle.
And good lockdown for Zember.
Yeah.
Not bad about Saiyan King too either. I mean,
Yeah, it's good for Sinking.
yeah.
It's good for them all.
very good pick there.
But with IO, I might actually lean towards a little bit more to LC. But there's a Dazzle Grave, so probably Axe is still better. LC with IO early game in the lane, it's very strong. You can easily just 2v3.
Can we talk
Wreck the
about
lane.
LC a little bit? You feel like she's going to be big in this tournament?
I think the hero can work in the right situation. He's very strong in the lane.
She.
She is very strong in the
Or,
lane.
I mean, we don't know. Sir? We're not sure.
Okay, LC is strong in the lane.
There we go. Very PG. Well done. So, good laning hero. We've seen. It always seems like she's about to be top tier, and then she falls down, then she's back up.
I would say not many players can use the hero well.
Okay.
It's very difficult to play the hero. Situational hero as well. And Secret go back for the Ogre, so they have two heroes that can buff the Lone Druid.
Ah,
Not like the Lone Druid needs any more buffing, you know?
sure. But, oh my god, the Bloodlust.
Yeah.
I mean, they can buff the Lone Druid, but can they really keep him safe? IO to a certain extent, but even that.
But it's their playstyle though. Like both the heroes that Secret currently have selected are really good in the laning phase.
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they are looking to destroy the laning phase with these two supports.
There it is.
Yes. Now, if you missed the qualifiers here, IG Vitality ran Underlord like crazy. I mean, they ran it all the time. He was very good, but this is old Underlord. It's pretty nerfed. Still
Yeah.
good?
He got a little nerf. A
Yeah.
little bit.
So
A little
these-
bit. His atrophy aura is completely garbled.
70 matches with a 46% win rate. That's really
But
low.
the hero still does the same
What
thing
a
with
KDA.
levels. With levels, he does the same thing.
Yeah.
So basically, like the idea, I can see why they picked the hero right now is to deal with the damage from the Lone Druid.
They're off in their own
Reduce
little
his
world.
damage.
Don't let the KDA fool you, okay? This hero is still good, and I
still
think he's
don't
all
know.
right.
He's a good hero.
Sure.
And
I don't think we even
he's
know
like
that.
he's like a counter to the relocate. Small counter. Like he relocates and you bring your other team over.
That's right.
Right.
They relocate on you, and then you relocate somewhere else. It's the chase, the greatest game. Outworld Devourer. We see that picked up a lot.
He mentioned it.
Yeah.
Versus the Ember to screw him over
And
in
it's
lane.
really
Yeah.
good with the IO in the lane. You guys were talking about how IO doesn't work that well with Invoker, but OD works really well with the IO.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's good against Ember Spirit. That's what you get if you pick him early. But is there a chance that IG Vitality will switch things up and put the Ember Spirit safe lane?
Possible. Still possible.
Put what mid though?
So, but for Secret right now, if they go LC as their last pick, their lanes are going to be super strong. And LC will provide the OD and Lone Druid another save with press to attack. So I think LC could fit a little bit better than the Axe, even though Axe would still do his job against the Dazzle. So both are pretty solid options here
I
for
vote
Kezu.
Axe. They don't have any lockdown. They have
Yeah.
to rely on like root plus fear or
But
like.
it's Kezu. He likes to play. I know he likes to play LC, so he's probably gonna be telling his
He
captain,
does.
"LC seems good here, bro. LC."
Axe
That
is
was old
better.
Kezu, though. I mean, Puppy's at the helm. He knows the counter to Dazzle all too well. Here comes the Axe. Trust me. Pancake's about to
Axe
flip.
also has pure damage versus
Both
Underlord. They have a
heroes
lot
are
of-
great.
Oh,
Okay.
God! Oh,
yeah.
we all look like fools.
Is that good?
It's still good with their lineup, and
It's not very tanky though. Like if you're.
but the
thinking of
idea
being a
is
front
here they
runner-
can run over the lane. They have Ogre plus Bat Rider, so the laning phase will be exceptionally strong with those two duo. They
Alright.
can kill very easily with the Ignite plus Sticky Napalm, Firefly. It's a big problem in the laning phase.
So what
You're gonna
do you
have to
do?
deal with constantly getting rooted. You have like Pit of Malice and a Searing Chains or Stun and a more Pit of Malice and a more Pit of Malice.
Yeah, but your laning phase
and a
is
more Pit
weak.
of Malice. That's true.
You might not even reach that phase, you know. Your laning phase is gonna be a problem.
I need somebody who can win a lane and win
That's
his
it.
game. Is it Viper time?
Oh.
No,
No.
some safe laner.
That I
That's
don't
good
think
versus
so.
Bat. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
what?
right.
Slark, Jug.
Slug is good against the Bat Rider, the Lone Druid, but then their lanes are overall going to be very
Luna.
weak.
Luna.
Calamity.
They're going to have problems. They're still going to
They have issues.
They're going to have big problems here.
Laning stage? Is it laning stage the
Yeah. I
crucial
mean,
point again?
Everything.
They have
So
a support.
greedy.
They have a support Sand King, so that's greedy. It's very similar to a support Nyx. Very
Ah.
greedy in nature.
Luna needs farm. Ember needs farm. I mean, Sand King needs a little bit of farm. I mean,
Not
where are they
Dazzle.
going to get any? Dazzle doesn't need anything. That's because he's
Yay.
garbage.
I think Luna also traditionally fares pretty poorly versus LD.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like can't get to him, and the bear eats up Eclipse, and he pushes a little bit faster. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
they
like
have
the
a lot
matchup
of
so much.
problems. They really have a lot
The
of problems.
faith in IG Vitality is not very strong here from the panel. Let's hear what our commentators have to say about these two teams and their drafts. It is over to Lyrical and Gods.
Thanks, Shiva, and the panel. It sounds like there's not a whole lot of faith going on right now in the IG Vitality camp, but Gods, how are you feeling about the draft? How are they going to be able to pull this out if they do it indeed?
Good 5-man, you know, Luna Underlord. That's like back in the heydays of this Underlord hero when he was first added. It was the let's group up. Our Underlord has a bunch of levels. He's got a mech. He's got a pipe for the team. Let's just sit around him and push towers, which I think Luna does very well. So the idea is there with IGV. It's going to be whether or not they can find the right timings, whether their lanes are even going to function against a pretty scary laning stage of Team Secret. Bat, Lone Druid, OD mid against an Ember. Like, all these lanes look pretty good for Secret and fairly favorable. At least 2 of the 3 should go well for them. So I think that's going to be the first struggle for IGV to overcome, but we'll see how things go for them because, yeah, Underlord 5-man is definitely a thing to worry about if you can have a good early game.
All right, well, we're going to see how it ends up going. IGV facing off against Secret as game number 2. Of course, winner going to move on to take on OG, the heavy favorites in this tournament. And, well, I'm thinking a lot of it comes down to, like you said, how this laning stage works out. And for a moment there, it looked like they're going to send Sand King up to the top. Now he's heading down towards the bottom. Is there any lane to you that feels like it's really imbalanced into the favor of one team or the other? Is it pretty even across the board in your mind as we go to the Bounty Rune camera?
Mid lane could be very Secret favored, depending on where Ogre decides to go. If Puppy's going mid lane or bottom lane, I imagine he likely is going to rotate a bit between the two. But OD beats Ember already. With an Ogre there, the lane gets even more one-sided. Otherwise, top lane, I think, is also pretty good for Secret because you've got a Lone Druid. I guess he's kind of alone. Io's not a hero that's going to zone or really pose that much of a threat for dogfights, so it does look like it's going to be a pseudo 1v1 up here with Pylai going for the early spirits. This is a jungle Io, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Iron Talon Io. Not sure if we're going to be able to get that vision over on the observer ward, but I can assure you that he is indeed jungling right now over by the camps. And spirits hitting some creeps. I guess, if you've got this great matchup against mid 1, it's fine.
Yeah, this is Pylai who's done like some theory crafting or something. The clashes are going to the lane. This does make the lanes better for IGV. That's the one kind of outcome of this. You haven't got Io having an active presence in lane, but Pylai done some theory crafting, probably run this a little bit in some pubs or in the test client and been like, I can actually legitimately jungle an Io. And with a hero like the key here is you've got a Lone Druid in the safe lane. This is a hero that doesn't need help, can 1v1, can even 1v2 sometimes, so we're not going to see MP needing much help, and you can see Io get very farm very quickly, get a fast mech for the team, get a fast level 6 for the team.
Yeah, no
Pylai
joke, really.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
Already going to be up to that level 3 almost, and when he finishes off all of these camps, it's not something that you would expect from IGV. So normally you see, something like an Axe, you run over there and try and disrupt his farm. That's not really going to happen for the Io. We'll have to keep our eyes on how that plays out. And Puppy, in the meantime, looks to be heading down towards the bottom and try and help out the off lane a bit as well.
So Puppy's, I think, probably just got word that mid lane's going just fine for mid 1. Or at least should be doing fine in the OD versus Ember matchup. So even without the Ogre's help, it's a very one-sided CS affair so far. Sakata just unable to really last it too well against the constant Astral, and that means Puppy can help guarantee that Kezu gets levels. So approaching that level 3, Boots, Magic Stick, Kezu is doing more than all right in his off lane, and Then you look towards that Pilot Eye rotation. He can theoretically keep jungling, but he may rotate towards that bottom lane and turn it into a 3v3 and catch IGV by surprise if he ends up in that bottom lane at a time where they're just not expecting it.
Yeah, and Dogfight's up here. He's been able to get him a good amount for himself as well. So that's something to keep our eyes on, is how much that Abyssal Underlord is capable of throwing out in the mid game as Pilot Eye tries to go for a couple of camp takes there, but it does look like, at least for the moment, the Sand King, he took a lot of damage there from all of those spirits. They're going to pull back in as well. Puppey there with the right clicks. Injuly turns to try and find at least some way out, but no. First blood goes to Pilot Eye. This is the most farmed IO you are ever going to see at this time in the game.
He's #1 on net worth. I just like toggle over. I'm like, I'm pretty sure with the first blood he's #1, and yep, sure enough, he has the highest net worth in the game right now. Pilot Eye is insanely farmed. With the first blood, you get some XP, you get some more gold. Things are looking very good for this little wisp. That is incredible.
So what do you do with a really farmed IO? Do you just play mad aggressive in the other lanes?
Yeah, you go to the lane where the fights are happening. So bottom lane is most likely where it can have the biggest impact. Your lone druid's like just wants to farm. He doesn't really look to fight. Mid lane, you can try theoretically get kills pre-level 6, but bottom lane seems like the best place to be, and that's exactly where he's going to go.
Oh, God, and the Spirits are going to start slamming into Paparazzi. Can they get into range to finish it off? The Ignite Fire Blast, not going to be able to get into range for it. So Luna does stay alive there, but that is not the type of lane that you want to be going up into.
Yeah, you see this like level 4 IO with bottle boots or something come tethering in your lane. You're just like, what is going on here? And yeah, Kezu is going to have a great time now with Puppey's help already. He's doing all right, and he's going to get extra involvement from Pilot Eye to make this lane function even more in his favor.
And it's not as if things are going great in this mid lane either. It's 22-10 compared to the 14-3. Very rough so far for the Ember Spirit. He's going to throw out the chains, and, well,
they're moving mid with the supports.
Oh my God, he might just be able to find the kill regardless. They rotate in, no chance for an escape. And now, well, Puppey thought about it for a minute. They're actually going to go for it. Dazzle going to end up dropping a double kill for mid one at 4.5 minutes in. Oh, this is not GV.
These lanes have gone to shit so far.
This is terrible.
What's going on here? Pilot Eye, the lanes have gone terribly with the jungle IO. I mean, that's the beauty of this, is that you start jungle, you're there till you get your level 3, and then you go into the lanes. IO realistically wants a point in every single skill. You want a point in overcharge to be able to get the shared bottle regen so you can take damage. And oh, they're going for the courier Pi.
Oh my God, Pi wants it so bad. Oh, they just decide to turn over there. Paparazzi taking too much damage, isn't even going to kill off Pi, who just continue to be a happy ball light.
Even with a DD. He got 2 right clicks with a DD, but IO's base damage, terrible. And he didn't have boots, so he couldn't really chase it down as well. But they get the kill on a Luna. It's still a win. You don't really need the courier to make that clash there a win for you. And if Pi wants, he can back off. There's a bounty room waiting for him. He can refill that bottle for a couple of extra charges. Every single lane going swimmingly for Team Secret.
Really great initiation start to this game, and it feels as if you don't even necessarily need that big initiating item. It's just tether, movement speed, slow, and they get everything that they want out of it. Maybe some good thing that's going into the favor of IGV right now is this Dogfight's Underlord. 30-3 on the CS charts. Is this a hero that's going to be able to pull them back into it, though, really?
No, I don't think so. It's not a playmaking hero. That's kind of what they need, is a playmaker to step up now and find rotations for them, find some kills, and that is not really Underlord so much. He is going to TP bottom, but it looks like they're trying to perhaps bait Luna or something here, which is perhaps a play they can make. I feel like the Ember is perhaps more the player you look at. Not that he's doing well in this game. He's got 22 CS, only has boots and bottle, but Ember's the hero with an initiation, with perhaps a bit more just playmaking capabilities that can do more at this stage of the game to find you some kills.
Well, it's not feeling great for him right now. No ulti on mid one, but you just come back into lane, you're immediately forced back out and away. I don't even know if he can stay here. He might just die.
Yeah, a couple more Arcane Orb hits and he will be at a very tough spot here. And there's a lot of backup for this mid one OD.
Oh my God, bloodlusted as well. And they are going to throw out, at least for the moment, the Firestorm. So that will dissuade the OD from going any further. And in the top lane, they root up the Sand King. He can't get out of this one. Burrow Strike not going to be in time. He is going to end up getting chased down, and that's a kill. MP takes no prisoners.
Yeah, nice played. It's often just a matter of time until you hit that root and suddenly a kill presents itself. And MP, he strikes level 7 on this lone Druid, has the maxed out Rabid. can start pressuring this top tier 1 tower. That's the one thing I guess that's next on Secret's agenda is like, all right, we've dominated the lane stage, we've done well early. When can we start taking towers? And that's going to come largely from the Lone Druid and his itemization.
It just doesn't really feel like there's any momentum, any great way to find their way back into this one. Sand King now taking over this bottom or top lane rather, and maybe can get himself some amount of farm. But I'm just sort of struggling to see what's going to be that turnaround point. Is it maybe level 6 on Ember so he can get an initiation off? Or
I mean, Ember's hit level 7 now, so Lunar Eclipse is a big team, a lot of damage output potential. I think between the Eclipse and the Ember initiation, you have ways to not so much take a big 5v5 team fight, but at least get a kill, bring down someone like a Bat Rider, an OD. You need to find a way to start using these ultis of yours, be it even something like a triple Fire Remnant aggressively to start getting some kills. You're losing the farm battle. And if you play defensively, you're just giving space for Secret to move around, initiate with a bat, finish a Blink Dagger, use the relocate aggressively. So your best bet is to try and fight. As much as it seems counterintuitive, like, okay, we're behind, we're losing, you want to farm your way back in. You're going to farm your way back in through heroes a lot more effectively than you are through creeps. You go for creeps, you get ganked, you get punished for it. You go for heroes, you're kind of getting there, going aggressive before Secret does is kind of the general gist there. And we'll see if that's something that IGV kind of look to take. They have got Paparazzi's Helm of the Dominator, so he gets a bit more utility out of this, and maybe that's going to be an item that can lead to some kind of aggression.
yeah, we'll roll the dice, see what creep he ends up getting here, and possibly make a play towards this bottom lane. Again, would need some more heroes around the area to help out, but another thing that we've seen a lot that can work well is Dark Rifts in to turn the tide of a fight, and that's something to see maybe in a little bit here from Underlord. Hasn't gone for a skill point in it yet. Is that something they can play around potentially?
Sort of. It's not like a guaranteed thing. Their real initiation, I guess, is going to depend on the Ember, but if he can lead the way, get a Fire Remnant searing chains off, then yes.
Okay.
But I think at these early stages, you're looking at Dark Rift not really being able to be, it's not reliable. It's very, very gimmicky, and well, he may look to just throw his way out of this one, but I don't know if he's going to. Okay, he will. They're not going to dive further.
Well, in July, looking and is going to go to the low ground. Actually, Burrow strikes into nothing. Don't know what was going on there. Is going to try and back out away, and they don't get. Oh God, just a dumpster fire of an initiation. Oh, lordy, that was terrible.
That was shocking.
Oh.
I mean, at the same time, hats off to mid one, well-timed Astral. Nice little save coming out from Pi and onto mid one as well, but what a shocking Burrow Strike Eclipse from IGV. That is
I'm sure
what you want to see.
there had to be something weird there with the angles on it, because he was right next to the river when he went for it, so. But still, a really rough go. And now, well, Eclipse down. Can they remain aggressive and even stay here?
Not really. That takes away a ton of their fighting potential. The Eclipse is down. Sand King doesn't have a blink. He's only level 6. It's kind of where now you don't really want to play a farming style, but with Eclipse down, I think your best bet, at least with Luna, is to be farming the map. There's no point Luna coming to a fight just to throw some Lucent Beams, really. So you do give up a lot of control at this stage. And with a Shrine up, Secret's going to be ready to fight again pretty soon towards his bottom lane. Mid one's got a Midas. He can use this as an effective counter against that Helm of the Dominator creep too, so not exactly an ideal scenario.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting really close to that Blink Dagger on Bat Rider as well. Should be here relatively soon. OD finishing off the Midas at this point. Also the double null tally, so they've just got maximum ability right now to run down these lanes, and not really seeing a great way to respond at this point. IGV need to get some split push going or something.
Yeah, they run down bottom and IGV immediately vacate bottom lane. Paparazzi's back to the jungle. The Sand King is pressuring a little bit at top there, pressuring mid with the Firestorm, so it's not split push in the sense they're pushing towers, but at least they're pushing out lanes. So they're getting some farm elsewhere. They're making the best of this pretty terrible position they found themselves in, and we'll be looking to, I guess, delay the Secret push as much as possible by pressuring some of those other lanes. But realistically, this is all entitled. Like, we haven't even seen MP come online or offer all too much to his team. He doesn't need to so far. Just farming away on that Lone Druid up top. It does look like he may become a target. IGV recognizing that he is perhaps the most isolated core right now. Oh. They can find him. That would be a great kill for them to get, but I think he saw them. What a great time for him to like run past that little tree line of vision
There was the ward there in the mid lane up by the staircase, but I don't know if it quite spotted them out when they went back for the smoke. At the very least, it saw them all moving back, and then the scan, of course, being a little bit off the mark. He escapes, and just again, no real momentum or energy right now from IGV as far as their ability to take these fights. And I don't know, I'm starting to feel like the timing, whatever limited one they might have had, is really closing rapidly. Is there anything else you feel like maybe that Blink Dagger up on Sand King that can help turn the tides a bit?
Oh, yeah, that's a key item they're waiting on, having that guaranteed initiation. Problem is, Batrider's got his first, so we're going to see aggressive moves from Secret fairly soon to try and find those pickoffs, perhaps, but Secret also don't have to. They can play a more farming-oriented game, so if IGV can work their way towards a Blink on Sand King, get a good mech from dogfights off in the next 2 or 3 minutes as well. Like, the mech plus the Blink is theoretically their next lifeline. That's where they're going to smoke up, try and force a 5v5 fight, and utilize those 2 pickups to win them a team fight.
All right, well, game plan in the works now. You got Puppey, can still keep on sitting mid, and looks like he's going to be building towards a Veil. Almost has that one about halfway completed already. Pretty impressive stuff for him.
Yep. Decent stats, but more importantly, amping up all that damage output.
Ember? Yeah. What? All right. No Remnant out. He ends up going down.
Did he lose his mana? I did not see, but
it must have been.
He had Remnant by the Bounty Rune, so perhaps the Arcane Orb burned his mana, but didn't see to be sure on that. May have just been a misplay.
Relocate top. They're going to be going after him. Sand King wants his Blink Dagger so desperately and is just going to be brought down again. Yikes. Secret are just stomping on the face of IGV right now.
And now they're ready to fight mid. Like, they're like, all right, we won. We've got to kill bottom, top. They're trying to react through mid lane. Let's find our next pick.
Now, and I mean, Paparazzi is sticking around here. This is a very bold hold in the mid lane. We'll see if it ends up amounting to anything, but trying to take down the tower.
It is just the supporting cast. The 2 supports in the offlane are the main carries are in top and bottom lane for Team Secret, so it does look like they won't force a fight, but they will be able to defend their T1 mid, so they prevent any towers going down, and that's much needed gold for this IGV squad at this stage.
Well, we're only 14.5 minutes into this one, Gods, but it's feeling like the panel were pretty right about IGV running into problems. Can you give me some hope here? Where do we look?
Sand King's Blink, yeah, let's go back to that.
Let's go
Sand
back
King's
to
Blink,
that.
and it really is like, as long as it takes, ideally you want these items to be up like around 14 minutes, and they're going to come 16, maybe 17 minutes in. You still got to play around that timing. Even though that little window is going to be a little bit shorter, Secret's going to be stronger than you would have hoped for them to be. Piladai is going to be having like a hood soon, it looks like he's at least cube 1 up, so there's going to be magic resist, but you've got to fight around those items.
And losing Super here would be pretty unfortunate. Looks like they actually want to try and turn onto this one. Weave is down onto a couple as well. They're going to jump forward there. Oh, that's not going to be a bit of a problem. Ember Spirit ends up dropping. They turn now, trying to take down the Underlord. He's going to die as well. Mid one with the double kill, and it's not going to stop here. They just keep the pressure on.
Bloodlusted, OD, and Lone Druid are going to get you. That is what's going on right now. 10-0 Secret approaching a clean sweep here in game number 2. There is really, I mean, the honest answer is there's really next to nothing IGV can do except hope for overextensions and misplays from Secret. They are that far behind. They are getting beaten down to the ground right now. Paparazzi's just trying to put together whatever farm he can. A level 2 ultimate upgrade will be kind of nice. I mean, they've got the Sand King Blink. They've not quite got the mech. They're 600 short of that, but a mech isn't going to win that fight there for you. It's giving OD more Arcane Orbs. Like, you survive a bit longer, he gets some more if he needs to. He didn't even have to pop a Sandy's Eclipse. He wins that fight without an ultimate.
And level 2 and online now for him as well. It's just a problem. This is a really rough one. And I guess it begs the question now. IO jungle, new meta. Yeah?
Situationally, it works. You can, when you've got a safe lane carry that doesn't need help, well, dogfights.
Yeah, there's the Sandy's Eclipse and an easy kill for mid one.
These like Lone Druids or Weavers perhaps. Lone Druid's the best because you've got the bear to tank creep waves, Eclipse coming
maybe,
in.
Possibly going to be able I can't quite get there mid one, and they get the Savage Roar to jump away as well. And now no Eclipse.
He was so close to level 12, the level 2 Eclipse. Not necessarily, even with that, I don't know if MP would have died. He was in the, looked like he was going to get out of range just in time, but that's Eclipse down. That's unfortunate for IGV.
Just about 2 minutes without that one now, and Well, I mean, the plus side is that OD doesn't have his Eclipse either, but we've seen what they're capable of doing without it even at this point. He's almost got a Shiva's Guard completed. Mid 1 is just so farmed in this game.
Yeah, he's enormous. I mean, both carries are enormous. That's the insane thing. Often you see like one carry doing well, the other maybe getting pressured a bit but bullied, but both carries have just free farmed their way to the top. MP is going to have a Mjolnir at a very fast early timing, so everything coming up Team Secret here. Game number 2, and they're just happy to continue splitting the map, farming up a few more items, get a few more key levels. Lone Druid's level 15 talent coming soon. He's going to get his plus 55 damage. That's where you get like a 50% boost in your right-click damage for your hero, so he gets a lot scary at that stage, and we're going to see perhaps like an easy Roche claim if they want to go for it. They can get very aggressive. I mean, the IO Relocate gives them a save as well as aggressive ganking tool. So the other, like you've got 2 heroes smoking down bottom. This is going to be supported by a Relocate if they need it.
Yeah, they jump in there. Is going to, well, wait for it at least for the moment. They jump out. They are be able to catch on to Injali. He's going to die once he comes out of the grave. Super now slowed down as well. Veil on top of them. Wicked 6 streak, a double kill. Mid 1, no mercy yet again. And if they find anybody else, they can kill him off as well.
Yeah, they see Paparazzi. Not sure if they can catch up to him, though. MP's very fast. 1 entangle's all it's going to take.
Oh, God, this is so frightening. Paparazzi just wants to run away, wants to go back home, and, well, not the first hit route at the very least. Frame break, going to push him back. They haven't gotten any routes here, but honestly, it doesn't even matter.
Yep. Okay. Something we also, I think, not noticed so much in the draft that you see there is also the Dazzle Grave is not very good against OD. Someone gets graved on low HP, you just instantly Astral them. By the time the Grave's worn off, the Astral ends, the Grave is worn off, and that hero just dies. So OD is actually a very good hero and sort of counter pick to the Dazzle in some ways.
No.
And Secret having no problems dominating this game so far. They set up to take Roche if they want. They've got complete control of the enemy side of the map, and moving out is not really something IGV can do at this point of the game.
I think the thing that's been so impressive to me about this Secret performance over the past 2 games is that they also have not really ever looked in a position where they're out of control or they're giving away the advantage. You look back at that OG game, and there were a couple of times where the graph was sort of spiking up and down against TNC. Granted, I felt like TNC played better as well, but that's something to keep our eyes on here, is just sort of that stalwart nature of sticking together and not giving up an advantage.
Yeah, and I think past Secret editions, often you see them like perhaps get a bit sloppy, like they get a lead and then they play like very like split push and rely on individual plays. This is a very team-oriented style. Like no one's making mistakes. IGV are looking to try and punish this Roche, but Secret again, they back off together. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone is sticking by each other.
Really, really impressive display. And, well, IGV, a bold attempt to move in towards Roshan. I feel like they might back out here. It's a little bit scary.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing this while mid one's not there on the OD. He doesn't even have a TP, and I think that's where the call was, hey, let's back off. Our OD's not here, but you know IGV aren't taking that Roche. They don't have the damage. They don't have... I mean, they would lose a 4v5 team fight if they were trapped in that Roche pit, so very easy call for Secret just to say, let's back off. Mid one's farming. He's got this bottom lane. You're getting way more at this stage if you're in Team Secret shoes, and there is so little that IGV can do other than hope for like that big wombo combo team fight. Catch everyone in a Pit of Malice, a Burrow Strike, Epicenter, triple Fire Remnant with a Veil. He's going to have the level 2 Fire Remnant suits. That does double the damage output of those Fire Remnants, so we're going to have to look for some big AoE wombo combo out of IGV, but that's where... Yeah, pipe is coming soon. It's almost complete. Just 100 gold for Pylai, and he's going to have the pipe. That's one of the big item timings that's going to just counter this entire Radiant draft. There's so magic damage heavy. That pipe is fantastic this game.
Yeah, and you look right there. 3 heroes rotating down to the shrine to see if they could catch anybody from Secret, but they're just back out and away. This lone druid's so quick with his movement speed, and, well, they're just getting pulled across the map. It feels like, you know, the puppet master going on here. Secret are just playing them.
Oh, yeah. Puppy merciless, not giving a single kill to IGV so far. And we'll see whether or not there is going to be any kind of response or another smoke attempt. Smoke is on Dogfights as Underlord. It looks like they may just want to push out this mid lane. I feel like push out the lanes and then smoke up and hope for the best. That to me is going to be the mindset at some point.
Yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I mean, Secret see them moving towards this Secret shop area, that high ground ward really preventing any aggressive move out, and I think IGV are backing off to the high ground just to use this smoke, but this is like a very obvious play to make. There's wards right outside your base in so many lanes, and they also can't do it because there's a creep wave in top lane. It's like, well, we kind of want to smoke contest Roche, but also we also have to defend these lanes, and you're so far behind, you want to take whatever farm you can get.
Yeah.
So you do that if you're in IGV shoes, and unfortunately for them, it means Roche will go down without a contest.
They take it so quickly, too. I mean, they're just in there, right-clicking away, and feels to be pretty close to the final nail in the coffin, depending upon how IGV play this. They do go for the smoke movement out, and yeah.
I guess they did that right before Aegis was picked up, so they were hoping they could get there in time before it, but mid one's going to have a BKB for the upcoming fight. Luna does get a BKB herself, but this is a small consolation prize.
All right, this is all or nothing. Do or die. Put up or shut up. What other cliches we can say? It's time to go. But nobody's there. It looks like Secret are just going to be moving across the way to fight them.
Perhaps they'll settle for a tier 1 tower. That's something they've yet to be able to claim this game. Would at least ruin the somewhat clean sheet of Secrets. They still not have given up a kill, but they can end this game without giving up a single kill or tower. That'd be pretty damn impressive from Team Secret. But it does look like they're going to go for the game-winning push in mid lane and force a retreat from IGV.
Yeah, they have the Dark Rift to move back and defend if they want to go for some play like that, but it looks like they're going for some TP cancels here.
Good Radiant Vision. They see Puppey and Kezu here.
Okay.
Punish this though.
This is
Kezu will D-ward.
all right. Yeah, immediately they're just back out of there, and the whole time, I mean, MP is hitting your tier 3 tower. You don't have an answer right now. This is unstoppable. He's just going to be able to keep hitting it.
Yeah, and you don't want to really kill that bear when it's got a Mjolnir. It's going to do some good AoE damage, so you've got to worry about the Batrider initiation. You haven't really got the best counterplays to the Batrider at this point. There's no good save against the lasso. So with a tier 3 tower claim, they don't go immediately for the racks. They're happy to fall back, take the shrines. Again, it's a very calculated approach from Team Secret. Very disciplined, and Puppey is keeping this ship in good order. And they even catch this smoke out from IGV. And they're going to meet it. MP in the front lines with the Aegis. Not a hero you can engage on.
That looked to be one of the moments where maybe IGV can pull it back in. They were all in a pretty good position. They were going to wrap around there, but of course Secret just scan out the area, realize that they're not going to be able to run into that MP Lone Druid, and from there, take down the shrine and move across the map to the other side to relocate in. Paparazzi is going to pop that BKB, but they actually relocated in with the Batrider to make sure they could take him down. Really good decision making there, and Paparazzi is going to die.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. Luna going down without buyback and almost guaranteed mid-racks at this point. I don't see any real way to defend this without... Well,
oh, God, the blink away as well.
And the triple remnant misses. I mean, he doesn't even go for it because it airballed it.
Yeah, GG, that's it. There's no answer.
Yeah,
this is the most dominant performance I think we've seen in several months out of any team. This was disgusting.
That was bloody brutal. I feel bad for IGV. Same time, Secret looking fantastic. I mean, that's definitely the kind of form you want to see out of this team. Considering the road they've gone through, have not been at the top of the Dota scene for quite some time, but the way they played there, the way they dispatched IGV, there was definitely some talk about IGV being one of the dark horses in this tournament. Like, got to look out for IGV. They could be tough to beat, but Secret just made them look like inexperienced newcomers to the Dota scene there.
They look shook. It's been a rough series, definitely. And we'll see if they're going to be able to pull back again. Not out of the tournament at this point completely, but certainly not moving forward too much further. I do believe that in just a little bit we're going to have an interview with one of the players with Secret, but at least for now, what can we sort of take away from this? Is there anything special? All right, we're actually going to hop right